What I was telling you is, you see JPY pairs. Just look at what happened yesterday. This was news. Something happened by the time the pound versus JPY reacts like this, there's something that is happening. Probably we missed the news or something. Because even Euro JPY did the same. Audi JPY, even this chip that we were in, it did the same thing.
Yeah,
And these drops are rare, like on JPY, very rare. So
just
probably
hit once, all the JPY pairs just broke.
actually I was also in a buy, like as in a buy for the setup. You can see that it's literally just that. But let me just show
Yeah,
you what you're missing. So it does a point where trend lines used to work like alone, right? Yes, they still do, they still do very much, but the way the market is right now, we are in a market that trends a lot. Like once it gets a move, it's going to take that move for some time. And once you see a consolidation, know that you're in a consolidation. Actually, once I redid the market, like I went through the market structure again, I realized that not even so difficult, you know. It's just that the market pivoted from the one. There's a time where I would take a buy, then take a sell. You remember that time? Like literally, you just
yeah,
take a buy, then you take a sell, and then you continue with the
yeah,
buy. Like the market seemed to be respecting everything. As long as you find a zone with a psychological level, it may hold. But now it reached a point whereby psychological levels are holding, but they're only respecting a certain movement to a certain direction. Yeah. And you can see that around here, most psychological levels on the sell side are not being respected. Like they're not being respected. But the ones that are going to the upside to me are the ones that are being respected. You can see this. Yesterday, GU moved to. I actually got a buy from this this position here,
yeah,
and to me, it was
yeah,
psychological level. You know, when this pullback happened, it was
yeah.
psychological.
Mm.
So with that, I decided to see that even every time the market breaks a trend line, you're supposed to be defensive on it. Like literally, you're supposed to be defensive. Like you don't just take a break and retest. You take a structure break, because that's what determines that the market is ready to go forward. And that's why I introduced the other thing of you just have to wait for that pullback. For example, this morning buy, I think it was, I don't know who got it, but someone in that group got it. Like this morning pullback, he told me, yeah, someone else will
Mm.
say, oh, it has overbought, it may not continue buying. But structure-wise, our strategy is just telling us that we get this pullback, then we get confirmations down here. We can take in the buy. And I think he held up to here because it's what we do. Risk 10 pips, he made about 25. Very good one to two, you know. So that is literally,
Mm.
and also at times like there are points in the market where you're not supposed to take a lot of time in a trade. Now, of course, it depends on the
Okay.
accounts we trade. Some people have like low accounts, they don't trade funded accounts, so they want to hold the trade longer. But for some setups nowadays, you just have to make your 1 to 2 and you're out, because once you keep aiming for 1 to 4, 1 to 10, like the market is going to have a pullback on you. And it may make a
Yeah,
pullback to your break even. Most times it's going to make a
yeah,
pullback to your break even. Now imagine this move and someone holds a pullback. Yes, that break even is going to be around here because this is a huge week to the downside, it's going to be around here.
mm,
So
mm.
just a pullback is enough to sweep you out. I missed a sell on gold today. Actually, I started selling from here, but gold took me out in the night at market open. And I saw this at around one, I mean at around three
Why,
or
why,
two, and the market just
why are you
retested.
taking that? Why are you taking that yourself?
So this is it. Look at this, yeah. Market is in a
Mm.
downtrend. Yeah, literally. Like what you avoid right now is going opposite. Now you may tell me, oh, here it broke structure and gave us a retest. But remember what I'm from telling you. Once you see like here it has broken structure, but it's heading towards a what? A resistance point. So why would I buy? Yeah. Yes, they say trend lines are just diagonal lines and they're not part of the market, but still, they are tools that we use. Me, the only time I would buy
Mm.
this market is if we get the break of this trend line. For example, if it does starts moving upside here, this is what you want to do. You don't just enter here for the buy. No, what you do to nowadays you need a very defensive um strategy to maneuver. Like I would just wait. Literally, I would be part of the wait, even though it takes its time here, giving me bullish confirmations. I just wait, and then once it breaks this structure, that's when I'm willing to buy in. And I believe by the time it
Enter for
breaks
the
it will
buy.
be an yeah, like it's supposed to be so defensive nowadays. And once you get a trend, just milk it in any way. Like for example, this sell. I think I was with Brian on the call, and I
I
told him
I've been in. Mm. I took that sale and I was holding it for about a week.
this sell.
I Yeah, that's very sell on gold. Sometimes I trade gold. I saw like a break and retest of that trend
This one.
line that you drew.
Mm.
Yes, and the break of the is it a support turned into a resistance. I was holding it since 22nd. I closed it on 29th, around the
Crazy.
29th. As soon as I started seeing that big bullish movement, I moved out of
But
it.
gold has been in a downtrend for some time. Like this is
Yeah,
all its downtrend, and it kept displaying. That's why, to me, I believe this move may even break this low. This movement here,
okay.
this one may
Mm,
break this low because it has just been
okay,
doing that similar pattern. You know, those curves.
okay. Yeah,
So man, like
but
literally,
yeah.
the market changed a lot. I want to show you something. Like you see the way we trade the easiest way to trade the trend, what I was telling you last time. Of course you're going to
Yeah.
now get a trend when it's beginning, yeah, or continuation. So let it first
Yeah.
give you its movement. Let it form its structure. Change this is the first indication that's changing trade. So many people are going to be caught in, oh, it has around this point, these points here. Like most
Yeah.
times they're going to be caught around here, around this point. Many will be looking to
Yeah.
sell, many will be looking to buy at the break and retest. But as we want the market to indicate that it has created a new price ceiling here, a price ceiling that people are going to have dopamine to jump in when the markets go lower. Most especially when you're trading gold, you know, because now people will be like, oh, it has dropped, price has dropped, they'll rush in to buy. That's if it's in a buy trade. So what you do, you just wait for it. Even though it's the 1 hour, most of the 1 hour, it's very beautiful if it comes back. Once it comes back, you don't just buy because it has reached here. Let it form reversal pattern here in this area. Let it
Mm,
form reversal
mm,
pattern. Before you say any reversal pattern, don't enter. Because it may come here, then give you some funny movement, and then just continue. These are the markets. Very possible. But let it come down there, break about it. It will form structure on the 15 minute because now you're analyzing on the 1 hour. Let it form structure on the 15
mm,
minute. And once you see the break of that structure there, that's when you buy. And if you're not able to see, just scale to the 5 minute time frame. If the structure is being formed on the 15 minute, scale to the 5 minute to see how once it breaks structure, you enter. You get something. Now another thing about it is you're going to have to find a level that is going to tell you that what? That the market is no longer willing to go upside if it breaks below it. So if the
mm,
market plays about it, may be big on the 1 hour, but if the market continues to play around this point, just hold on. Even though it drops, it will, and it comes back. This is your confirmation that we are still continuing because the market has really been trending for some time. For some time, it has just been doing something similar.
I sent that trade right now today. I don't know
Which one?
if
This
you
one?
checked on it.
This one?
GBP and ZD. I posted it in the chat early in the morning.
A buy? Eh?
Yes, that one. That
Yeah, yeah, I'm also in a
yeah.
buy. Literally, I think what I'm telling you here. You see what
Mm,
you see what I'm telling you here. Yeah.
yeah,
Now you see how the market
yeah,
is. You see this trend line. Oh, this is the one I analyzed last time, and you are asking me why. You see how like the market breaks here and people rush in
yeah,
here for the buy. Yeah, because it's a break and
mm,
retest. So we
yeah,
want to avoid all that. Our structure is here and here. This one I haven't marked out, but we can mark it out. Now this is the 1 hour time frame. Our structure is here. Let's say we are still here. So why would you literally buy from here? Literally, because the market has not broken structure to give you. Now here, market went down. It went broke structure with a gap. Actually, now to me the gap. Okay, I'll just leave it there. It broke structure here with a gap and went back to fill that gap, but remained below. So literally, you've not got any buy confirmation, but you know that it's now trying to push those buys. So immediately drop down here. Just let it do its thing because it's going to come back. So what? How we got this setup here is we got new structure here. You know,
yeah,
market had broken below,
yeah,
but we broke new structure because here it had indicated that it can have a buy momentum. So once it did
mm,
this movement, I think I can explain on the 15th because I think we did it on the 15th. I was with Brian on this. So once we have this confirmation here that this is the breakout, this may be a retest, hasn't really broken and become funny. So we have this break here of this structure. We want something short
yeah,
term for that time. So we have this break, but then we don't get confirmation here. But guess what? Confirmation comes here. You get we have this another break retest, but we missed the buy here, you know. So what we do is even though you miss it, wait for this structure break. This would have been the best buy actually. And take profit is going to be at your next point where you had marked out. Very easy scalp. So what happens is the market here now we combine Fibonacci to get this pullback here. We combine Fibonacci. And if you go to the 4 time frame, you're going to get an inverse head and shoulders. You just keep combining. Now, when we saw this inverse head and shoulders as our biggest reversal pattern, the reversal pattern for this whole movement, that's when we started now analyze. That's why you see this one running through, from this side.
yeah,
That's our
yeah,
inverse head and
yeah,
shoulders. That's when we started pushing for reversal patterns in this point here. So when we started pushing in this point, we started seeing if the market is breaking structures to the upside. And when it broke here, it came back here. Here we used Fibonacci. Mark, trading is about adding concepts. That's the truth. Yes, you have to have your system, but
yeah,
at times there are concepts that come to save you. Now, to me here, if it had broken below here, I wasn't going to take the trade. But I want you to see how my entry module worked out there. I waited for a bullish engulfing right here. And that's when now you go. I don't know if Brian, I added him to the group, but he didn't send the setup. But there is a confirmation. He sent me, I think I was in bed and he told me it has come. Confirmation has come. And I think he's still holding this setup. Like literally still holding, he's still holding this setup actually. Because he sent me and was like, hey, GBP. Actually, no. We analyzed it at night, then the confirmation came in the morning. That's how we got this
yeah,
setup. So now here, someone who buys from around this point, take profit would be at this point, and that would be the first. And that's when they would think of what moving stop losses to break even. So after that, you can keep holding, because now this market is still showing us signs that it's still pushing up. But the first take profit would be this point, because we don't want to get
yeah,
caught up in something that we haven't seen, you know, something that we haven't seen like this cycle, this Fibonacci. So
yeah,
structure is what plays the biggest role. I think I'll now decongest this whole thing because it looks funny here. Let me just decongest it. But you go and see the one on oil. Like oil was so beautiful, you know.
I
Like
wanted to ask you about that oil thing because I
this
tried
is
looking at it and I tried analyzing it in your own way and I didn't quite uh I didn't quite get why you took the buy from
from here.
uh but yeah,
It's what I've been explaining. You see, like you see this inverse head and shoulder.
yeah,
Like the structure is going to speak for itself. Literally, it dipped below. All I wanted was for it to break this trend line. I don't know if you watched that YouTube video, but I told Byro, there's another guy called Byro. I told him if we have the
yeah,
break of the structure, it's going to be an amazing buy, and many people are not going to see it, you know. So
mm,
immediately the market
yeah,
broke this trend line. All we wanted was the market to show us movement to the upside. Yes, here, this was a risky buy, because
yeah,
the market can just decide to break and continue downside. This can be a whole fake out. Now, the reason why we took it is because of this inverse head and shoulders patterns. Patterns still work. And if you go to a lower time frame, like the 15 minutes, you're going to find structure there. You see how here it's breaking and now breaks, it breaks through this resistance. It breaks market structure,
yeah,
gives us a retest. Now, this is the interesting point for that buy because it broke, retested this point. Immediately it gave us its confirmation, started buying, even though it had a pullback. Now, my stop loss was below this because I was if it comes back and breaks below, oh, it's going to really kill me. But it did not. It just kept playing around and started floating. And even the next day, after that weekend, you can see how the market just kept, every time it broke structure, gave us a retest and it gave us all these buying opportunities. Even this one, I think I took another trade here. Now, this one didn't, it, someone who holds would wait until it touches here, you know. This was just a trend line entry.
yeah,
This was also a trend line entry, but you can see the pullbacks are here. This is the pullback
yeah,
trend line entry. Here we didn't get a pullback, but we broke clear structure here. Now this is the pullback that I've been waiting for, and now I'm looking to buy. And if we break this
yeah.
resistance, now this one is the one that is scaring me. I also get scared. I'm like, yo, what if the trend has ended and I'm still just chasing a horse, a dying horse? But it has formed some serious resistance here. Okay, support to the downside. Let me see. Support and yeah, okay, resistance. So it has formed some serious resistance. So if this resistance keeps holding, then if I see the break here, we may now start to crash. But if we break above here, my take profit is going to be here. Like that's the story. That's the whole story that I want to see for oil. And this one has left me. I can't do anything about it. Actually, my take profit
Yeah.
was going to be a very nice amount that has left me. And it took a huge amount from me. Like that
Yeah.
spread, though, man, I really hate those midnight spreads. So this pairs, the best decision I would do is to first leave. Like I just don't like such market. Best decision I do is to first wait until next week. But I know it's going to just climb back again because now it has broken through, swept this liquidity. So may have the buy backing, may have that buy backing to the upside. But the best thing to do is to first leave it. Looks so bad, like literally so bad. Or is just leave it.
So Emma,
Yeah, yeah.
another thing which I wanted to ask you, because the zone structure, okay, let me say we have a support and a resistance. Let me say it's in a form of a, for example, on GU, that GU market that you're in right now, and we choose, how am I going to explain this? Uh, could I share really quick and then you share back to for me to okay,
You can share. Oh, sorry. Allow. Sure.
okay, okay. So let me put on the GU flat.
Man, Nelson got a nice buy. I saw it, I was like, eesh, you know?
Yeah. So anyway, let me move on there. You can see my screen properly, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
Yes. I was trying to for example, like this point. This is the point I'm talking about. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because here I'm seeing market respected the zone.
Yeah,
Wait, where is this stupid thing? Market respected this zone. I'm also seeing the even here, even here. And then it finally broke off. Eh?
yeah.
So in your according to the way you always explain it to us. Okay, me, I'm getting it like this. Let me move now to the lower time frame. Because I
Mhm.
also took this buy, but I entered just a zero point 0.1. I wasn't really sure. I
Mm.
wasn't really sure when Nelly took it and all that. And you always say we combine it with a trend line and all that. So
Yeah,
this is the
the trend
point.
line, the trend line is just
This
safety line.
yes. So me sometimes I take it like this is the point, and then you always say you first wait for the market to come and break around that area, and then you wait for candlestick confirmation for maybe like a huge bullish candlestick formation for you to be sure that we are going back for an upper zone for like a buy or something. Like the market is moving up. I
Yeah.
didn't know why Nelly really took that, but
No,
mostly
Nelly had a
because
good,
mm,
Nelly had a
mm,
good, he uses demand and supply. You get,
okay,
like if you can read our charts
yeah,
there, well, like, there's a big demand there. Like that's what he used. But you can see
yeah,
this
okay,
setup here was very Mark. You see when I tell you that for such you wait for a trend line break.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You just draw a
yeah,
rectangle where that thing broke. Like
here,
yeah, that was the broke.
around here,
The break. Yeah, now you draw the structure. Draw the structure break also. Just add another rectangle.
structure break. Are you saying
Yeah, yeah,
something like this?
yeah. Now you can
Okay,
see that even though someone was late, now like me if I was
yeah,
late, I would get the setup. Even though he got in early. Him who trades demand, he
in
got in
around
early.
that point.
Now me, the fact that I feel that demand leaves you hanging, like it gives you a lot of exposure. Yet I want to protect
Yeah,
my capital. I don't want a huge stop loss. Yeah.
yeah,
Now stop
yeah,
loss, if nearly stop loss must have been a number like 15 pips. But me, if I want to protect my
mm,
stop loss with structure, I would wait for that whole break and clear
yeah,
confirmation. Yes.
yeah.
So first go back to Geo.
Okay,
So that's why like Nelly was remember if you go and read my chat with him, I said, it still looks sales until it broke that trend line.
yeah,
So you can see that me my stop loss would be just after that structure break and I would get a clean setup and it would go, you know.
a-
Like my
around
entries,
here.
yeah, around there. I mean after the structure break.
You would
There.
put it around
My
there.
entry would be on that
Okay,
retest there, you know. And you can see
yeah,
there's a huge engulfing, but there's a big green candle. So that would be now
yeah.
my difficulty. I would be
This
like, now where am I going to enter? It's too big. But another time it may be small
okay,
and I would get a perfect entry, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So momentum was there, like literally. It was a good setup. But that's the confirmation, like
So
you get that bullish movement.
okay. So
Yeah.
I was trying to ask my main thing or my main let me clear all this. So I was trying to ask, yeah, because
Mm.
on some chats I see you let me say let me just pick random. Let me just pick now this point and let me pick this point. Yeah. Let me pick those 2 points. I'm just saying it as an example right now.
Yeah.
So market comes back to this point, to around this point, and then breaks it over. In most of
Mm.
the times you explain that you would have to wait for market structure to see at least some bit of, for example, let me wait.
No,
Let me first
Mark, the
remove
market
this.
structure has to happen above the line.
Above the line, just this side.
No, like you see, first draw it where you've said it breaks. Now it breaks like that to do what? To sweep liquidity, right?
Mm,
To sweep guys who
yes.
are trying to sell early, then those who had stop losses below that. So once the market
Yeah.
goes back above the line, first
Mm,
draw it going back. Yeah. Now once it does that movement, that's when I begin to
yeah.
look for bullish momentum and confirmations. Now if it's on the 1 hour,
Mm,
I scale down. No, they have
mm.
to happen above. Like the candles have to be
To the
at least
15
above.
minute time frame.
Yeah. I go to the 15-minute time frame. I
Yes.
look for the, maybe a W or
Mm,
bullish candles, something to show that it's trying to be bullish again. Because remember, that whole trend
okay.
since it came back may have been a
Mm,
whole trend. But if it's on the 15
yeah.
minute time frame, there I just look for a bullish engulfing. You get,
Okay.
because some are not,
Okay.
they won't display like W pattern. Some will just show one candlestick confirmation and go. You get.
Yeah.
They have to also
Yeah.
look out. Now you see if someone was swinging this GU pair, you see where it broke, where it got from the previous move. I think how for them it was easy for them. Only that then they use big stop losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you understood? We are going to have sessions. By the time you get it step by, you can't get it in 1 day. So you see how
Yeah.
he started getting it. I think how the market started behaving. It went down, swept, then formed some bullish engulfing and went. Every time it formed the bullish
Yeah.
engulfing, yeah, every time it
You're
formed the
talking
bullish
about
engulfing,
this?
yeah, even that one, even the one before, even the one before, yeah,
This
there,
one?
yeah,
Yeah.
there are opportunities. Now you see why I say you have to target a 1 to 2, even though the market comes back, you can get a new entry and you've already taken profit from the previous entry. What most of us avoid is
Okay.
taking profit. Like when a person has stopped this habit of immediately it goes in profit, it closes. Now he wants more profit. And by the time that happens, he
Mm,
starts holding the trade for long, it comes back, hits him, or he comes
mm,
back and he adds
mm.
entries. Yet he would have already
Yeah.
made profit. So all that is psychology as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we shall get it like session by session. Shall be, yeah.
Okay. Let me try to how, how do I delete this? Okay. Let's stop the share. Help
Mm.
me. Share.
So our call us 7 minutes. I know you can see that. Let me
Yeah, 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 yeah. I was saying it.
so that's what right now. Gold already messed up my day, but I don't feel like I only have now pairs to look out. Like I have oil that I'm watching.
So this one works in mostly arranging like changing structure from maybe
Now the
bearish
reason
to bullish. You first have to. Mm,
it also works in a continuation. For example, if we have breaks here, you're going to just do the same move.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
yeah, like because we got it because the market was trending a lot. Man, these markets have been trending for a while. Only that as we
yeah.
focus on some markets, but these markets have been trending for a while, like since last year. And we needed a strategy that holds all that in. They've
Yeah,
been trending for a while, and it's worse with this JPY. Look at this is what I was telling you, and it may be aiming for
yeah.
some trend line that some pullback that we don't even see. I'll leave that there.
Mm,
Yeah. So we have to get straight. Now imagine you're selling in this market. How your sales are going to be short term and you're going to hit stop loss most of the time.
yeah,
Like you can't be comfortable in your trade. You're always looking
yeah.
you're always looking over your shoulder. Where to leave this one. So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Let's see if we can get another day for sessions because probably
And
another day.
can we do uh,
I think I'll
twice
let
a
you
week?
know.
It's okay with you?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll fix a day. Another day. Like if this is Friday, we can have one like on Tuesday. I don't know how Tuesday is, but you just remind me.
Me, any day you tell me, I'm always around.
All right, all right.
Yeah, any day you tell me because I really want to get this. The problem is I was profitable a bit before and then I don't know, since
Markets
last
change.
year, mid last year, and then everything changed. I was just getting loss after loss, loss after loss.
Funded account after funded account. Man, this thing, if it just breaks here, it's going to be an easy ride for me to this point.
So in most cases, for example, that crude oil Gondi that like that buy with your own. Where is the last point that reflects to you that now I'm moving out of this zone? As long as it breaks this certain zone, you're now you're seeing the
Like
market is
as
now
long as
changing
it
structure
as
for
long as
it
it
to
breaks.
become invalid.
Okay, when it breaks here, if it breaks here, there, like my total mindset would have changed, you know? Like
Okay.
if it breaks this. Because I'll just now enter in a zone of watching until I'll just watch until it probably breaks back in, because it can break
Yeah.
and play around then break back in, you know.
Yeah.
So once it breaks there, I'm put in a zone where don't trade this pair. That's simply the rule. Like just don't trade
Yeah.
it. But once it breaks above here, then there I'm like, okay, we're still pushing forward. So just literally, that's literally once you have two zones, that's once you have two zones, like your rules are defined. Like you create boundaries. You create boundaries. Not like Geo, currently, you see the zone. Like once it breaks
Yeah.
below here, I'll just watch until it gives me a downward structure. And once it breaks above, well, we are still continuing upside. So by setup.
Mm.
Wait, some way. Mark, that's it.
Okay. Okay.
Mark.
But I've at least gotten a bit of some small concept of it. I'm trying to understand it a little bit. Okay, sometimes I don't take the setups, but I'm just trying to if I'm taking it, I enter slowly, just trying to I just
Yeah,
want to get the zone kind of how to measure market structure. You put your zones on. If it breaks this zone, then my trade is invalid. You have to like that's what is disturbing me for now. Like how to read that now it has changed direction or now it has changed from maybe sell positions to now long-term buys and all that.
yeah, we shall get it step by step, like literally the step by step thing, so you
Okay.
can't rush it in one day. Because you may think you've understood, then boom, setup shows up and it
I
messes
know
up.
the first time. I know.
Yeah, it happens to me
I
also, like,
understand.
but we just have to find like good terms with it.
Okay.
Um,
Understood.
We have a minute, so I'll end the call.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, man. When
Bye.
you get time, you tell me when we can have a session.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.